Okay, so I know I mentioned to you, I'm probably going to be starting a cut soon. So my coach and I, we are going to talk this week. Thursday is going to be the beginning of when I will start to eat a little bit less, start to increase some movement, just to burn a little extra body fat. Keep doing my workouts exactly the same. Really, that doesn't change. It's probably one of the biggest questions I get is, do you change your style of strength training when you're actually in a calorie deficit, when you're working to get leaner? No, still stays the same. I might not be able to move as much weight around because my energy might be a little bit less, but I don't change the actual way that I do it. So that's that. So on today's episode, I am going to show you how I get started to get ready to go into a cut. So it's all your typical stuff, right? I'm going to show you how I do my progress photos, how I do my measurements, how I look at my fitness pal a little bit different, how I manipulate my types of foods that I might be eating now to make some easy changes to kind of lessen the calories but not feel like I'm restricting myself, because I'm not going to do anything that makes me feel restricted, because I've been there, done that, had that negative mindset, that negative relationship with food and when I wanted and what I wanted. So that's not going to happen. So I'm excited to take you on this journey. And hey, I just wanted to say, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Angie Lingso, and I had a strength training gym for 10 years, and I have an online women's coaching business. And this is kind of just my place where I can share my journey with you on how I used food, fitness, and mindset to just kind of start living a bigger life, a more fulfilled life, if you'd like to say, where I felt like I had lost a part of my magnetic self, my confidence. I don't know, I just wasn't feeling like me. And I've used it, and I have continued to use it through some pretty big storms in life, through, you know, some big changes, whether that is having kids, selling our gym, moving across the country. And it's my place where I can kind of share that journey with you and how I make it work for me in a realistic way as a mom, as a career woman, as a wife, as someone who likes to be social. So welcome if you're just joining. It's all going to be all food, fitness, and fun here. Hey, and if you want to see more of these videos, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, comment below, let me know where you're tuning in from, what you'd like to see more of on this channel. Love sharing this with you. So excited to have you here. Okay, got a little construction behind me, but what I love about the Texas Hill Country, first, the weather's just unreal. Like today, it's like partly cloudy, sun's popping through, but it is February 1st as I'm talking to you, and it's like 57 already at 9:50 a.m. and I'm out on a walk, because when I start my cuts, the easiest way for me is just to carve out like 10-minute increments to get some extra steps in, because I sit at a desk all day. But then the hills, look at this. They're literally right behind our house, so I just walk out here, I go exploring. It kind of just changes up the environment. Seeing, obviously, anything green can help really reduce anxiety or stress. So when I'm feeling like, oh my God, there's so many projects, there's so many things going on, I just get outside and I make it really easy on myself. Like, it doesn't have to be a traditional 30-minute walk, hour-long walk, 30-minute run. No, I just try to add more to my day, and it's such an easy way for you to boost calorie burn without stressing yourself out more. And seeing something green and being outside and getting that vitamin D is kind of the perfect way to help manage that stress, especially while you're working to get leaner. So I'm gonna keep walking. Okay, I'm on my way back from the walk. I'll tell you, the hills actually really get my heart rate up more than normal walking does. But here is what I love about getting out on walks. Do you ever feel like stuck in your day, or you're like, man, I'm working on these big projects and I'm trying to think through it and I'm trying to get more intentional with it, and you just feel like you can't get it together? I swear, walking is my place where I do the best thinking, I do the best creative work, and I'll bring my phone with me. A lot of times I'm not even listening to anything, but I'll just plug my ideas in my notes section. But I'm working on this huge project for February. I used to do these 5-day challenges, and people love them to create momentum in their health and fitness and their mindset. So I've been working with an actual marketing agency, and we have come up with the most amazing 5-day challenge for the Angie method. I'll be sure to share that with you soon. But I was stuck on some of the homework I wanted to have in it, some of like the fitness and nutrition that honestly would move the needle in 5 days. And I think I came up with it. So I'm excited to share that with you. But that's what walking does for me. Helps me get creative. Okay, so I know I was mentioning my workouts. So literally nothing's gonna change. Like, I'm gonna do 2 lower body days, because I actually am trying to build more booty and quads and hamstrings. That's never really been my thing, but that'll be like one of my lower body days. And then, oh, my other thing. My thing that can keep me on any lower calorie plan is having a coffee to look forward to. So let me show you like one of my upper body days. All right, so we got close grip bench press, dumbbell incline bench press. Literally nothing's gonna change. So that's kind of like the workouts. But back to the coffee. I'll get some oat milk and like 1 pump of dark chocolate. And yeah, it might be more calories than I probably need in a coffee, but then I can do some time restricted eating and just have this for the beginning of the day and push my calories off to the second part of the day to have bigger meals because I'll have less calories. So that's my go-to, coffee. Okay, so then here's my upper body. I'm gonna do close grip bench, dumbbell incline bench, meadow rope, basically a lot of shoulder work. So literally all of my big compound movements stay the same. And I'll just probably see what kind of intensity I can bring to it.
Okay, so this is how I do my progress photos. Now, I'm gonna look back and see when the last time I took them was, and then I'll check what my weight was, because, you know, I loosened up the reins and haven't really cared about much of that. But I do like to do progress photos when I go into a calorie deficit or into a cut, because my weight very rarely changes all that much on the scale, to be honest, but I can really see where I'm losing body fat in pictures. And so some women are like, I do not like taking progress photos. I don't want to see myself like this, but I'm telling you, we lose body fat from the strangest places. And even if we feel like on the scale, man, there's not much movement, your measurements will not lie. The way your clothes fit will not lie, and pictures, they will not lie. It's a really good thing to have in feedback to see like what is actually changing in my body. So the way that I do it, if Paul, who's usually my picture taker, isn't home, I choose the same time of the day in similar lighting, and then I set my phone up against something that can, you know, stand up with it. I put the timer on for 3 seconds, and then I run back and I do my poses. And so I'll show you what it looks like. I know this is so weird, but a lot of times, and I'm getting a spam call. A lot of people ask me, they're like, I don't have anyone to take my photos. I can't take them. And I'm like, well, take some selfies in a mirror or set your timer up. So I do front relaxed, front flex, side profile, back relaxed, back flexed. Because obviously, the leaner you get, the more definition you're gonna see, and it's kind of cool to see what it looks like relaxed compared to flexed. So here we go. Progress photos for the start of this cut. Okay, it's as simple as that. Now, yes, I'm wearing a bikini. I do have people that are not comfortable with a lot of stuff, so put on a sports bra, put on some shorts. If you're gonna wear clothes, put on lighter colored clothes. This was like the biggest thing when people would send me progress photos. I'm like, don't put on black everywhere. I was like, we can't see anything. And trust me, you are gonna wanna see the changes your body's making, because it's pretty unbelievable what the body can do. So I will remember what I put on. I'll put this on in about 2 to 4 weeks. Which brings me to my next question. How often should you take them? Honestly, it's dependent on the body. If I have someone that I'm working with who has a good amount to lose, they might want to take them every week, every 2 weeks, because it's really cool to see the changes in your body. Personally, I probably will do them every 2 weeks because it's kind of what I can remember to do. Other people, they kind of like to wait every 4 weeks because they don't like to see themselves that way. It's personal, but I would just say the more the better. And it's just really cool to watch the timeline of your body change and looking at, I'm putting all this effort and this time and this work and this skill set and this behavior change into this. It's kind of nice to actually see what's going on. So photos are done. I'm gonna go do physical measurements. Now, when I have people do like, you know, tape measurements, I have them do it everywhere because it is really weird, like I said, where you lose weight from. So from the neck to like around the bicep, I have people do the thigh quad area, obviously the hips, so around the biggest part of where your glutes are, navel, smallest part of your waist. So 2 different areas, like right around like the navel right here, because some of us carry the body fat down there, and then right here in the smallest part of where your waist cinches, and then chest. Personally, because I know myself and I know where I carry most of my weight, when I gain weight, it is around my hips and my thighs, and then a little around the midsection. So I'm only gonna take bigger measurements. I'm gonna take chest, navel, smallest part of the waist, hips and thighs. I'm not gonna do all of them, but if you're just starting out, I would take them all. So photos, measurements, that's how you get started. You gotta have objective data, right? Like you're gonna have an objective data of how much you're gonna eat to warrant fat loss with the objective goal, and then more feedback, right? So photos, measurements are my top two, and it's probably not news to you, but I'm just sharing with you what I do. So now I gotta go get those measurements done. Okay, I wanna note this. Sometimes I forget the way that I stand for measurements, so I always try to just put my feet together so then it doesn't change like the way you measure, especially like your glutes, so around your hips and your waist. I totally forgot to say that. Okay, those are the three main ones I'm actually gonna do. I could do my chest. Not gonna lie, not much there to track. But honestly, with saying that, it is a good thing to do your chest because it's not necessarily that you're gonna lose it in the front, which some of us do, which is what happened for me from college till now. However, we actually carry a lot of body fat sometimes up here, like in our lats and maybe our upper back. And so it's pretty cool to see that part change when you do your measurements. Okay, measurements done, photos done. I told you that I like to increase steps when I go into that cut because it's a nice low stressed way to increase activity level. And then I'm gonna talk a little bit about some food changes that I'll make that I don't feel like I'm missing out and how I structure my day with that, and then what those food substitutions look like. And then that's gonna be the start of the cut. So we got my progress photos, so you can see what that looks like. I will soon know what my macro targets are once I talk to my coach on Thursday, so you'll have that, and then we'll rock and roll from there. Okay, now I gotta get back to work. Well, I guess this is work, right? I gotta get back to chatting with the clients.
Okay, I gotta know, for all that you work at home, does anybody have to have their space like perfectly set up? I'm getting ready to do some online check-ins, some Zoom ones with some clients. So I have to have my blanket, my pillow. Oh no, I gotta light my candle. I have to have my fresh flowers, and then I'll put my water and my coffee here too. But it really just sets up the ritual to get ready to work.
Okay, so if you've been watching the last few episodes, maybe month, I've been going through a lot of testing and seeked out further help to kind of figure out some things that I was experiencing with my stomach that I knew weren't normal, and I just kept ignoring them because life was busy. But I was like, well, I'm really in tune with my body, and I knew what was happening from bloating, indigestion, stomach pains, just looking like I was 4 months pregnant after anything I would eat. I knew it wasn't normal, but I just didn't take the time or effort to figure it out. And now I am, and I got some exciting news back. I was just talking to the amazing person that I'm working with, and she was like, okay, we got your food intolerance back. Sure enough, high on the list, sweet potatoes. I eat them a lot. And then it was like lemon and another thing that's like found in aspirin and stuff like that, sometimes in your cleaning products. So I'll get into that a little bit deeper. But then on my moderate list was like tuna and turkey. And I noticed every time I eat turkey, I'd get so bloated. And I'm like, wait, this is like what most people say is a low inflammatory food. So I was like, well, that makes more sense. And then there was another one, and I'm not even gonna try to say it right now. Let's just put it this way. There's this ciliacate, I can't even say it, acid, and you can find it in fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts. Like, it's in all good, healthy food. It's also in a lot of processed food, which I was eating a lot of processed food, just with the transitional time from, you know, moving here to Texas, like with having 2 babies, with everything else that was going on. And so I was like, well, I think I was having that product a lot, and my stomach would be in so much pain, you guys. Like, it was unreal. It's also in the high amount zucchini and spinach, which I eat, as you know, if you watch this channel, a lot, in massive amounts. It's like my go-to foods to fill me up, and I just love the taste of them. So this time around, when I do this cut, things are gonna look a little bit different than the normal foods I would eat because I'm paying attention to these intolerances. And then the second thing would be I really wanna do this with majority whole foods that I know my body can handle. And so that's gonna make me feel better, better energy, better digestion, all that good stuff. And sometimes when I've done cuts before, you know, like if you're eating less calories, you figure out ways to still like feel like you're getting a lot of food in. And I would take some help from like low calorie, sugar-free, whatever. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. In fact, like the research shows you can have artificial sweeteners. But if you get to a point where you're like something's off and you're in tune with your body and you know the way you're feeling isn't normal, well, then maybe kind of take a look at that. So I'm gonna try to do this cut with no artificial sweeteners. So what are some changes I make when I'm in a cut? Well, first off, I love starchy carbs. I really do. Oats, rice, potatoes, lentils, beans, like I love them all, whole grains, but they are more calories, right? And they're, in terms of they're calorie dense, right? So a little bit less of a serving is more calories. So rather than having like 3 a day, which I typically do right now, I typically have rice, oats, and a potato, or rice, oats, and whole grains, whatever it is. I'm gonna drop that to 2, and then I'm gonna replace that other like starchier carb with just more vegetables. It's an easy switch. It'll fill me up. I'll get more bang for my buck in terms of volume. So that's an easy switch to do. And then I also look at my protein choices. And so like right now I have top sirloin in there. So rather than maybe having a fattier cut like a flank steak or a ribeye, you can go leaner in your cuts of meat. So top sirloin is great for beef, 96.4 and 93.7 lean ground beef. Obviously chicken breast compared to like a chicken leg. So the lighter, the whiter, the leaner is kind of what I go off of. Center cut pork loin chops instead of like pork shoulder, or pork tenderloin is super lean. And then I'll get like more white fish because that's lean as well. So I make some easy trade-offs from what I'm currently eating by switching a starchier carb for a more voluminous, low carb vegetable option. I go for leaner proteins. And then I also want to build something in to enjoy, because I don't really want to be on any plan that I don't enjoy. And so then I also build in something to look forward to. And for me, an easy fix is a protein blizzard, because it still tastes sweet and it gives me something to look forward to. I can add some banana or strawberries in there to make it nice and creamy. So today I am practicing. I'm gonna have starchy carbs of rice, and then I am going, well, I can't have sweet potatoes anymore for dinner. So we'll see what that looks like. I think I can have gold, like Yukon gold potato. So I'll probably do that. And then I'm having the top sirloin and carrots, and I got some broccoli I was just warming up in the microwave. That'll be a quick lunch with coconut aminos and some fresh parsley. Simple and easy. But yeah, that's what I do. I look at what I'm currently eating that might be more calories, and how I can just make easy substitutions where I still feel like I can have tasty meals that are easy to prep, that are, palatable, and that's about it. So that's what's gonna happen for this cut. Measurements done. Photos done. I'm upping my step game. I'm switching out some foods where I still don't feel like I'm missing out, but also like building up on those healthy, nutrient-dense foods to keep me nice and full and get lean. So that's it. So stay tuned, because on the next episode, I will fill you in on where we're starting at with my macros. So what that looks like in terms of calories. I actually don't track all the time. I do track when I'm going to get leaner, because accuracy is key, and I don't want to cut very long. I don't like eating low calorie. So I'd rather go in, do it fast, and get out fast. So stay tuned for the next episode where we start the actual cut.
Hey, and don't forget, if you're not following me on Instagram at Angie.Lingzo, that's where I'm going to be sharing like my entire cut for the next 4 weeks. I share recipes, workout tips over there. And then also on Facebook, you can check me out, Angie Lingzo. I have a community group where I'm doing training calls, again, sharing all things fitness and fun and everything else. So be sure to go check those out. All right, have a good day.